On today's video, I've got a very cool set of clubs. It's one that's been highly requested on this channel from a brand you've seen before, but these are pretty much brand new. They just rolled out a few weeks ago. These are the Ram FXT. This is a club probably meant for you higher handicaps. This is going to be a game improvement club, but it doesn't look like a game improvement club. It's got some really sleek, good looks. It looks like almost like a muscle back in the bag. Really nice. Now we're gonna play 9 holes of golf out here with an over-under of +or-2, and we're gonna play from some forward tees here today. I'm gonna be playing from the senior tees because we're going irons only. Before we do that though, let's take a look at these clubs and how they're constructed. Here they are to take a look at. Very interesting designs, kind of a stepped pattern here. Now what I think most people are interested in is the price, and that is $399 online for a set of 5 through pitching wedge. Very nice price. Now if we look down at the top line, you can see this is definitely going to be a game improvement club to my eyes. You've got a generous amount of offset there. You've also got a pretty thick top line. On the 4-iron, I've got the 7-iron in hand right now, but on the 4-iron you can actually see a little of the back of that club at address, which you're going to get with most game improvement irons, but it still retains kind of a player's distance look to it, the way they've designed this. I guess for me, most reminiscent of the C524 from Tour Edge, where you're not seeing a cavity back because it's hollow inside there and it looks more blade-like. This club, you've got what they call a precision weighted screw that is not adjustable. They say that's optimized for a little higher MOI and to reduce the impact of twisting over when you contact the ball. This club is actually a dual material construction. You've got 431 stainless steel for the body, and then you've got what they call a 17-4 super hot face. So 2 metals being used here in order to generate higher ball speeds according to Ram. Very, very cool idea. Now in terms of shafts, they've got some good options on the website. I'm playing with the KBS Max. This is an 80-gram stiff shaft. It's going to be a higher launching shaft. They've also paired it here with a lambkin crossline grip, very standard grip for this type of club. So some really good looking clubs here, but it's time to put them to the test. All right, first shot here, we're going 4-iron. Oh yes. What I've found with these irons out on the range and playing with them a little bit this week is that they've got some pretty impressive ball flight, and you probably saw it right there. And they are so deadly straight. That thing, normally I play a bit of a draw. That thing was just on a rope. And we're right here in the middle of the fairway in good position to get a lower iron in our hand, see if we can attack. All right, we've got 132. I've got a pitching wedge in hand. Now there's a little wind in my face, so I feel like I've really got to hit this thing if we're gonna get it there. I don't really want to be long though, so I think this could be the club. Ooh, it's so high. These clubs with this shaft is a very high launching combination. So yeah, we came up a little bit short here, just by a couple of yards though. We're basically right on the fringe. Should be able to putt this one. We'll continue to test distance here today, but so far, from what I've seen again out on the range and playing with these things a bit, I would say distance is good. It's good, but it's not gonna blow your socks off. And if you're looking for a distance boost, these may not be the clubs for that. But what they do well, again, you saw it there, is they just fly so darn straight. Now they've been repairing the apron, so maybe a little risky pulling the putter out here, but we're gonna give it a shot anyways, because what the heck, right? Oh yeah, not too bad. Almost went in. All right, that's a par. Let's move on to 2. You know what they say, a bad putt beats a bad chip every time, and we saw it right there on display. Okay, we're heading to a straightaway par 4 here. This time I'm gonna break out my Garmin G80 and we're gonna actually measure the distance here. People always ask me what I'm using to measure distance, and it's not an iPhone app or anything like that. It's literally a Garmin G80. I'll leave a link to it down below so you can check it out. It's a GPS and it's going to give us some shot data here. Super handy device. Whew. Tell you what, these irons, they feel good. They're not going to be the best feeling irons that I've ever tried, but they're a good feel to them. But you can feel where you hit it on the club face. That's maybe the most important, again, for who this target audience is for this type of club, which is going to be a little bit higher handicappers out there, people who really need to keep the ball straight. The club head speed was 89, ball speed 129, my smash 144, and the estimated carry 192. Again, decent numbers there, but maybe not going to blow your socks off in terms of distance. But I do think that that is also partly to do with the shafts that are on these clubs. With these KBS 80-gram shafts, they are really launching very high. And again, it's going to serve a purpose for the type of people that these clubs are intended for. A higher handicapper often may struggle getting the ball up in the air, or if you're getting up there in age, you may be struggling to get enough lift out of your shots that you're going to carry and get enough distance. All right, so I think having that nice high trajectory can come in really handy. Here's our actual distance number here, and as you can see, pretty ample actually, 203, and again, we are into the wind. All right, so a bit of a challenging shot here. We are 173. I've got 6-iron in hand. I'll tell you one thing though, when you look down at these clubs and you see this very big face, it definitely instills a little bit of confidence, which I need here because I got water on my right, I got a bunker staring me in the face on my left. I need to keep this straight, and I got to get up on the top level here. I hit a little bit behind the ball, but I still got really nice ball flight. And we actually are on the green, so I'm glad I took a little extra club there. Better be safe than sorry sometimes. And if we're talking about another reason that you're really going to want a set of clubs like this is going to be forgiveness, and it was on display right there because I hit that shot a little heavy, a little higher up on the club face than I wanted, and we still have ourselves a birdie putt. We're almost pin high here, about 1.5 yards below the hole. We're to the right of the hole here. We got 20 to 25 feet, I'd say. We got a chance. I adjusted my line right at the end because I was saying to myself, these greens are a little slower, they're not breaking as much, and if I didn't make that adjustment, probably would have been in, but we'll take the tap in par as we get them, and we're heading to a par 3 here. Now, one move that I really want to work on here is staying down at the ball and getting my wrists in the right position. I actually played earlier in the morning time, and on this hole, I hit a shot that I came right up out of, which is my normal miss. And of course I hit this kind of like droopy little shot to the right, which was no bueno. If you've seen my video, I've been working with Hack Motion and really trying to get my wrist angles correct. This is an incredible tool in order to do that. And at the same time, if I'm gonna be in the right position, I also need to stay down on the ball. The great thing about the device is you get real-time feedback. It's instantaneous, and it's audio, it's visual, and it's haptic. You feel a little vibration on your wrist when you get it into the right position at impact, and I really, really love that. And what's nice is they offer the Let's Play Through community discount, so I'm gonna leave that link down below with the code if you wanna save some money on it. Definitely check it out. It could be a real help to getting a little bit more power and a little bit more accuracy in your game. All right, green is clear for us. Now, I wanna stay away from this front bunker, so I'm actually gonna try to hit a little bit of a fade shot here, okay? And we'll see how workable these clubs are. Oh yeah, it's fading a little bit. I think the real key to these clubs is just how straight they are, but I was able to move that ball just a little bit. So we've got another birdie putt here though. Oh, I'd love to roll one in. Now this is going to speak to something I really love about these clubs, and you don't see it too much with game improvement clubs. Really hardly ever see it. Stopping power. This is my pitch mark right here, and there's my ball. That is 4 feet away at most, maybe even just a yard there. Very wide angle lens here on this camera, so it looks bigger, but just outside my 34-inch putter. So yeah, I think we're right at a yard there. That is really fantastic stopping power for this type of club. And that means you're gonna be able to hold more greens. It's going to really come in handy, let me tell you. All right, let's see if we can roll this one in. I'm going right edge here. Got to get the speed right. No. I think it was a right edge putt. I think I just started that out to the right. But again, 3 holes, 3 tap-ins. We're heading to a little dogleg right par 4. All right, let's keep the party going. Hey, if we keep hitting greens in regulation, we're bound to make a putt one of these days. And right now, I really can't complain with what I'm seeing here out of the Ram FXT. Again, on this dogleg right, I'm gonna see if I can shape the ball a little bit. We're gonna hit a fade and see if we can do that with the 4-iron here. Oh yeah. Ooh, I hit the cart path. Again, you're not going to get earth-shattering workability out of these clubs. I wanted to start it left side of the fairway, but when it came off the club face, it was kind of right center of the fairway. And like I said, it hit the right cart path, so we did get a little bit of movement there. But again, not going to be a crazy amount of workability with these Ram FXTs. They're just such straight flyers. All right, now we have found the rough here, but it's a decent lie. And with a club like this, I always want to test, how does it get through rough? Because when you've got a thicker sole like these clubs have, sometimes it can get a little bit caught up. It could turn the club face over, that sort of thing. Well, I was out here again, like I said, in the morning, and I was in some thick stuff a couple of times, and you've got that morning dew. It's very difficult to get your club through. And I actually had no problems here with the FXT, so we'll see if we can do it again. We're gonna have a wedge in our hand. My set does have a gap wedge, but we may be hitting pitching wedge too. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we are hitting pitching wedge, 125. And we're gonna have to carry it right up over these trees. Should have no problem with how high these clubs launch. The 4-iron could probably get over those trees right now. Oh yeah. Expected it to draw a little there. You're not gonna get a lot of shot shape out of these clubs. Now, if you can see, I hit slightly, it wasn't terrible in any way, but slightly toe side. And it looked no different in the air than a center strike. So these are gonna be uber forgiving clubs. That big wide face definitely lending itself to forgiving some sins. And what do you know, we got another birdie putt. All right, we're a little past the pin, probably hit that 130. Let's check the pitch mark here. Yeah, again, okay, remember, this was out of the rough, so you're gonna get less spin out of the rough. And this pitch mark's right here. Again, I would call that one 4 feet, but really good stopping power out of these Ram FXT irons, surprisingly. And we've got about the same type of putt as we just had. About the same distance. Again, I'm gonna pretty much go right edge, maybe just outside the right. Yeah, a little bit outside the right, maybe a couple balls actually. Do I have one? Come on, come on. Yes, I knew we were due. I knew we were due. And if you didn't catch the Garmin video where I made the soft announcement here, this is a special putter because guess what? It's our putter. This is a Let's Play Through Docus designed Mere Mortal 1.0. This is the prototype of a putter that I'm designing for you guys. And if you do want to be first on the list, it's gonna be a limited release. But if you wanna know about it first before we announce it to everybody in the community, make sure you hit the link down in the description. I've got a link for you to check out and register for early interest of the Mere Mortal 1.0. But I'm so excited for this thing. And I think you just saw why. So if possible, I'm trying to hit every club in the bag. And so rather than take out the 4-iron again, I'm gonna go 5-iron here on this par 5. It's gonna be a 3-shot hole one way or the other. Let's see what happens. Whew. Throughout this entire bag, I would say I'm getting 2 clubs different worth of height than I normally get on my irons. There's just so much weight down there in this step design that they're very high launching clubs. Now, I pushed that one out to the right, but again, not a bad result. We're gonna be in the rough again, but that shot could have been a lot worse. That's how forgiving these clubs are. I've yet to hit a really poor shot with them. All right, we've got a little worse lie here in the rough. We're not in the rough too far. We're about, 5 yards from the fairway, so it didn't miss by much, but kind of a crummy lie. I'm gonna go 6-iron here. If you go too low of an iron in the rough, again, you run the risk of it really getting caught up. So 6-iron, I probably want to play safe and just want to get us back into position. And we've done just that. That's just perfect. It's just easy to hit these clubs. I mean, golf can be really fun when it feels as effortless as it does with these clubs right now. 89 yards. Normally I'd be hitting a 54 or 58 degree wedge, but we've got a gap wedge with this set, and I'm gonna try to hit as many clubs as I can. Let's do that. Let's see if we can control distance. And let's see if we can control trajectory. I wanna keep it a little bit lower if possible. One of those low spinning shots is ideal. One stop and check would be, yes, that's exactly what happened. So nice that I could keep the ball low there. And I think we got our best crack at birdie here. That's 4 out of 5 greens in regulation, 4 in a row. I'm coming at this pin from the side of the green, and that is exactly pin high. There's where it stopped and checked right there. Perfect. I forgot I was playing with the damaged ball, by the way. I gotta change this one out, but it's working for me so far. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, maybe. Yes, oh yes, woo. I didn't think that was gonna drop. It's the end of the day and these cups are pretty fried. I know a lot of people have commented that with the scores we're putting up here, we may be losing the mere mortal status here on the channel. I agree, I'm playing the best golf of my life right now. My handicap's dropping, I'm now down to 3.5. But again, I'm putting in the work using that hack motion I talked about, and it's doing something for sure. We've got a par 4, dog leg right. We are gonna take the 4-iron out because I want a little extra distance here. And then again, we'll hopefully attack. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Really easy to hit the 4, 5, 6 irons in this set. Those are the irons gonna be hardest for most people to hit. And again, these FXTs making it effortless. That's the word I can use. All right, we've got 161 here. I'm right in between clubs, I would say. Probably could get there with an 8-iron, but I'm gonna go 7-iron here. And again, I'm gonna play for more of a fade, which is a weaker shot. So that should help with distance control. It's so straight. Okay, a little bit of movement there. And are we gonna catch the green? No. We missed the green there. Probably a little long actually. And like I said, I chose a club I thought would be long, but long was better there than short with water and bunkers in front. Sometimes you just gotta choose the lesser of two evils. Now, again, just trying to use these clubs as much as possible. So I've got the gap wedge in hand, even though I'd normally chip this with a 58, but we'll keep it low and we'll try to run it right into the center of that cup. Is it enough? Oh, okay. We'll see if the Mere Mortal 1.0 can come through again. Oh, burned the edge. I thought that was gonna break more. I hit it right there and that's where it stayed. And unfortunately it's a bogey, but I'm not that disappointed, to be quite honest. We're still 1 under, we're headed to a par 3. Then we've got a 5 and a 4 to finish off. Let's finish strong and then we're gonna rank these clubs. All right, Ace Cam is on officially. I've got pitching wedge in hand. We've got 128 to the flagstick. Ooh, a little right of target, maybe a little short. Yeah, a little short. I just took a little too much off of that. If these are my misses though, we're not doing too bad. I'm only off by a couple of degrees here and I'm short only because I didn't swing it that hard. Oh, get in. Oh. Oh. Well, it's the chipping letting us down at the moment. And we're back to even. We got 2 holes to play. This is the Bryson line. We're gonna get aggressive here with the 4-iron. And that's exactly what we've done. That is so high. That was 6, at least 6-iron height, maybe 7. Crazy. All right, I mean, this is position A. We've got 5-iron in hand to get us into position to attack with the 3rd shot. Yes. All right, 121. Tough shot here over a big bunker. I'm gonna go gap wedge, and I gotta get the distance perfect because this is a very small postage stamp green. It was a good strike, and that is super high. That looks really good. So in terms of distances, what I really like about these clubs, and one thing that could scare you with a type of club like this, is that they're not consistent in terms of distance, or sometimes you get those really poppy shots that come hot off the club face. So far today, everything I'm seeing is they are very consistent with the distance you're getting. You can really rely on them, and yeah, I'm doing that right now. Oh, it looks good. Is it enough? Oh, you hit it, it was in. All right, we're even par headed to our final hole here, a little par 4. Believe it or not, that was a bad swing, and we're still gonna be in the fairway a long way. All right, it's time to rank these clubs, and as you know, I rank clubs on 5 categories. The first one is distance, And these clubs, like I said early on, have ample distance. I think in this category of clubs, something like the Wilson Dynapower is going to be the club if you're really looking for maximum distance. This one's going to be decent distance, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. When it comes to forgiveness, though, it's going to get a full 5 out of 5 for me. Really, really impressive. And like I said a couple times today, the swings have felt effortless, and that's because you can hit it on different parts of this club face and still get a passable result. 5 out of 5, great score. If we talk about workability, again, these are not clubs that are going to be super workable. It's not why you buy a set of clubs like these, but it is always a ranking criteria here on Let's Play Through. So for me, these are going to get 3 out of 5. You can move the ball a little bit, but it's not going to blow your socks off. When it comes to aesthetics, looks, feel, and sound, well, I gotta say, I'd give it probably a 4. The looks are great. The feel and the sound is, again, good, all right? So all in all, I think 4 is a fair score there. And lastly, in terms of value, well, it's going to get a full 5 stars for me in terms of value. The fact you can get a set of clubs with a decent set of shafts on them for under $600 is always a win in my book. And if you're looking for a club in the game improvement category, I think this is one you definitely should look at if you're on a budget and you're looking to go direct to consumer. Inevitably, I'm going to be asked, this versus the Tacoma 101s. That's always the club that people ask. Well, the Tacoma 101s, I think, are for a slightly more advanced golfer. I would say mid-handicappers work well with the 101s. These are, again, going to be for 25 to 15 handicap, somewhere in that range, or even beginners. But I think it will work all the way up until about 15. And then you're going to need something like the Tacoma 101s or something like that, or maybe something else that Ram offers if you want to stay in the Ram family. All right, so good set of clubs, a really solid score here. I've enjoyed them a ton. And we are sitting here at even par, so let's try to finish strong. All right, 147, 8-iron in hand, pin in the hardest position possible for this hole. I'm really going to aim for the middle of the green. I'll take a 2-putt right now. Oh, but that's a very aggressive line, much more aggressive than I wanted to be, so it's got to be the club. And it is, I think. We're on top. We've got a chance for an under par round. That would be pretty sweet. Now this is my best opportunity of the day. Like I said, I was aiming for the middle of the green, so sometimes you just rather be lucky than good. And I've got 6.5, call it 7 feet here. Fairly straight, I think. Bam! That's the way to end it. 1 under with the Ram FXT. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that subscribe button if you're not already. Turn on the notifications. I've got some other videos here to check out. If you haven't watched any of our videos in a while, you should check them out. And I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.